Good old low rider. Man, that thing gets it done for me when I can't catch them on anything else. Sweet. Fish came up, followed it for 10 feet, just got closer, 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 nipped that back blade. Didn't set till I felt her. When I felt her, I set the hook and we got her in the bag. And it had that one hook on the very, very tip of that beak, and she's already off. So not really how we want to see them get hooked up. We're hoping that they annihilate it, but they're just not doing it. But it's good to have a fish in the bag. Let's get her out and take a look at her. There she is. Not a pretty bait anymore. But man, that thing has caught me a lot of fish up here. Awesome, awesome bait. Let's get her out. Take a look at her. Nice pretty fish, nothing crazy. But we've only been out for probably an hour. So hopefully that they just continue to give us a couple more bites throughout the day. Brad had one follow already. But we'll get her out and get her back so we can get another one hopefully. Get in there. There, I got it. You're not getting anywhere now. Oh, she's mad. She said, I haven't ate in a month because you guys have been fishing for me for a month. But welcome back to Mayhem 1000 Cast. Nice, nice fish. Good thick fish. It's odd that they're fat because they haven't ate very good for anybody. In the entire state of Minnesota, Canada, everywhere we talk to, everyone is struggling right now. So it feels really good to get a fish in the boat. But we will get her back and get another one. Pretty odd tail on there. She's mad. Let's get her back. Goodness. Yeah, she got some weird bumps on her. Needs to lotion that skin. She's probably sunburnt. You ready, ain't ya? There we go. Man, that feels good. Like I said, I've actually been on leech most of the year. This is one of my probably second or third trip down to Brad's area. And it's been crazy. The entire year it's been super tough. Everybody on leech is saying, leech and that whole area up there is saying that it is the toughest year they've ever seen. Obviously this is my first year up there, so I didn't really know what to expect. And it's tough, but it's not crazy tough. It's just you can't get them hooked up. Like they bite and you lose them. And it's the craziest thing, most frustrating thing. I'd rather not see a fish than lose 5 fish in a day because it's just, you don't know what you're doing wrong. But like I said, everyone's saying the same thing, and we came down here. Leech was kind of tough last week, and then I come down here and the fish are kind of doing the exact same thing. Wanting to follow, nip at stuff, not really eating, which is extremely weird because most of the fish that I've seen this year are really fat. So maybe they're just got a lot of bait in all these lakes this year, and they're not really that hungry, and it's hard to get them to bite. But you'd think you could go fast and trigger them. Not really the case. They're just big, fat, lazy fish. But I don't know. Hopefully the old lowrider sticks a few more for me today. I'm really excited about that. So let's get back after it. Well, little midday update, I guess you could say. All of our wind that we were very, very excited for is now gone, as you can see. So I put on a Pitbull Team Rhino custom bait and color, black sucker color. Kind of got a little bit of an overcast day, so I chose a little bit darker color and had a 42, 43 or something pop up, I don't know, 10 feet out. Kind of shot up hard, but not really active on it. But they have went very negative on us, just like the wind. But we're gonna keep after it here. Probably gonna go a little bit deeper, try a little bit deeper stuff, and see if we can't find a little bit more active fish. One thing we're definitely seeing is a lot of the shallow cabbage this year that was really green last year is really brown this year, which we've seen a couple fish in that brown stuff, but I don't know, it's just weird. I'm guessing where we had such a hot summer, those weeds just really grew really fast, and their life expectancy, you could say, was not as long this year. So there's a lot of dead cabbage this year, but there's a couple fish using it. But I think if we could find some really green stuff, it would be good.
Muskie Bumper, a solid measuring platform for your catch. Constructed with strong plastic that floats and stainless steel hardware for years of use. Check us out at fishbumper.com. We measure your success.
Hey Chase, you seen Carrie around? I haven't seen her anywhere. She's not in her office.
No, I haven't seen her anywhere, but a little bit ago the UPS guy came and I think he had like a giant Team Rhino box. I thought it was yours.
What? A Team Rhino box? I didn't order anything from Team Rhino.
Well, if you didn't order a Team Rhino box and I didn't, she had to. Definitely in the garage hiding from us. Oh yeah, there she is.
Go figure.
All right, I knew it.
She's got the box.
What'd you get?
Nothing?
Shop at teamrhinooutdoors.com for all your muskie needs. How you doing today, buddy? Getting up in that motor, huh? Our little buddy.
I'm looking at Chase change bait. My bait's out there about 20-30 feet out. I just glanced down and there's a muskie sitting on the corner of the boat. Came in after my bait, came around in the circle a couple times, got a little bit hot, and swam away. It's been a long day. It's tough, but hey, we're gonna keep going, see if we can't find another fish. Well, it's day 4. It's been a challenge. We've got one fish in the last 3 days. We've moved a ton of fish. The first day we seen a bunch. Day 2 we seen one fish. Jeff Schulte from Bomb Squad, Muskie Bumper, he moved that one fish. I don't know what's going on, but it doesn't matter who I talk to across the state of Minnesota, across Wisconsin, Canada. People are struggling to get fish. Chase and I went out a day later. He ends up getting the one fish. Jeff was in the boat with us again that day. And now we're out and we decided to come to a smaller body of water, and the reason that we chose that is to narrow down the sections that we're fishing. It seems like we've got fish deep, we've got fish shallow, so we came to a small body of water where we have that deep to shallow transitions a little bit tighter, not as big of massive flats, and hopefully that allows us to get on some fish. We're hoping we'll get a couple to bite. Stay tuned.
Well, one thing I want to talk about too is we had a really nice cool down for like 2 weeks. Last week of August, first week of September. We are now in our second week of September. And it's 80 degrees, flat calm. Not today, we got some wind today, but it's been flat calm. And every time I've been up here, it seems like that September, the first year I came up, it cooled off and it just kind of stayed cooled off. And that was probably the best September I've seen up here since I've been up here. In the last couple years, we get a cold front, fish pull up shallow, and then it gets hot. And what I think it does is, one, I don't think they all pull off and go back to the break. I think they sit up there, but some do pull off, so then it spreads them out, and then it also makes them even more lazy, in my opinion. So it becomes very, very tough fishing to get those fish to eat. Once that water cools off from a cold front, then it starts warming back up from the heat wave, so to speak. Makes them very lazy, spreads them out a little bit, and like Brad said, that's why we came to the small lake. So far we've raised 3, one on a Cannonball Junior. That one was kind of weird, just kind of jumped up behind the bait and then kind of followed him in. And then I just raised 2 on a spinnerbait, kind of in the slop. This lake's got a lot of milfoil, that like 10 feet off the shore, and I'd been throwing a bulldog all day, a pit bull, to the edge of that and ripping through there and hadn't seen nothing. So I threw on a spinnerbait, reeled it through that crap, got 2 follows really quickly. So we're going to stick with that program. Hopefully that's a pattern for today. Just gotta get them to eat. The one almost did it on both sides. The other one had a ton of weeds on the bait when it came in, so it kind of got lazy, but the other one was pretty hot. Hopefully we'll get her to go a little bit later, but go down through this bank, see if that's a pattern or not.
Mayhem Ventures Inc., a woman-owned company, has you protected when it comes to snow, sand, and wind structural fencing products, providing residential, commercial, governmental, and Department of Transportation options for superior property and roadway protection. Proudly made in the USA, Mayhem Ventures Structural Snow Fence reduces the drifting and icing of roadways, decreasing the number of accidents and the need for roadside assistance. Contact Mayhem Ventures at www.magveninc.com for your project needs.
What do all Muskie Mayhem Tackle Pro Staffers have in common? Big fish pictures. Choose the brand that the pros choose. Muskie Mayhem Tackle. Let the mayhem begin.
Pristine cabbage. That's what the muskies like. I don't know. That's the last couple fish that Chase moved were right in that thick stuff. There's definitely a bunch of it, like inside, and then we got some junk weeds, then we have more cabbage on the outside off the break. So hopefully we can locate a couple more fish here.
Well, finally got one. Not the right size, but it is a fish. I'll take that. We've raised a pile of fish. They're just following, and they come in really late, and then you do the turn, and it's like they see it. They're out there 15 feet, and then they just shoot in, and then they take off. So it's good to get one out on the cast. Hopefully they get a little bit bigger. But I'm not gonna complain. So we got one in the bag. Let's get her in the pen. Good old spinnerbait. One hook. Here's the second hook. It's a little fish, but it's always cool getting them on a spinnerbait. Fishing kind of slop crap. There's a lot of like milfoil, and then there's some cabbage in areas, and we just got into some more cabbage. And I'm just kind of burning that thing and giving it a lot of pops on it, just to kind of pulsate it a little bit. And she ate it right after one of those pops. Just not complete slack on my line. I set the hook, and I got her in the bag. Not the most exciting fight, but like I said, it has been so tough lately. So it feels really good to get one in the net. But let's get her out real quick. Hopefully this is a window, and hopefully we get a couple more, maybe a little bit bigger. Of course, the smallest fish we see today is the one that eats, but can't complain. Little guy, super pretty little fart, but good spitter bait eater. I'll get this one back and hopefully upgrade in size, maybe twice the size. That's not too much to ask for, I don't think. There you go. Good release, good fish. Let's upgrade. You know, one thing too with the spinnerbait, if you look right down the pipe of that thing, it's not straight. That will cause that thing to not run right. So what I'm going to do is bend it back. Not much, just to get it in line. You want that arm in line with that hook. Just a little bit more. Right there, I'm set. I'm good to go. Let's get back after it. Well, the window's open. I caught the little one, raised, I think 2 more. Almost had that last one to go in the 8, and we're talking, every fish is stalling out like 10 feet. So the last 2, what I've done is I've got down as low as I can on the deck, and then do a figure 8. And they're coming in slow, but when you go out and go across their head, they're cutting it off. But all day they haven't ate it, but I've been going kind of slower. This one, I just decided to go way faster through there. She ate it. So hopefully we've got it dialed in. It only took like 19 hours and a lot of agonizing pain, but we do have it figured out now. We'll get this one out. Not a big fish, but I'm going to take it because it's literally been some of the worst fishing I have ever experienced in the last 5 days, 4 to 5 days. So, get around pinned on a Team Rhino custom color showgirl frogger. One of my favorites, especially this lake doesn't have ciscos in it, so they're eating a lot of perch, a lot of bluegills, a lot of crappies. Super, super good pattern for that. There it is, 3/4 ounce showgirl, just burning it. That's another thing I started doing. I got it on the Trinidad so I can really give that thing some speed, and I got to thinking, well, maybe we're just going too slow. Maybe they'll eat it out there. Well, they're not eating out there, but they are coming in a little hotter. Getting a lot less time to think about it. But Team Rhino custom collar showgirl frogger. This is a color frogger. You can see it's got some dark greens, light greens. It's got a trans green blade and a black nickel blade. So not a super bright bucktail, but a very, very natural collar bait. We've done good on this one, done good on it in a trigger. Very, very, definitely my favorite things in September when the fish are shallow, I like to go towards greens for some reason. I think it's basically because I'm thinking they're eating perch, bluegills, stuff like that. So I go to a lot of green patterns. Chartreuse Fury, one of my favorites. The only reason I'm not throwing that one is because I don't have a showgirl and Chartreuse Fury with me right now because mine is demolished. But let's get this fish out. Hopefully we can get a couple more. Fish I just caught was maybe 10 minutes ago. So they're definitely starting to move and eating. Ugly little mug though on this guy. Not a big one, but like I said, I am not complaining. Super pretty fish, other than his jawline. Does not have a very good jawline. But if you can't catch the big ones, you got to catch the unique ones, and that's what I just did. Let's get her back. Oh my goodness, they're mean. See her pink over jaw. Oh, they're mad. He hates me. Alright, let's get another one. We've seen 2 or 3 here this morning, so we'll get the rest of those up. Hopefully stick a little bit bigger one, but I'm not complaining. Like I said, it's always fun, especially when you catch them both sides. I don't care how big they are. That is too fun. So, alright. Well, it's evening. It's almost dark. I got probably an hour, maybe an hour and a half left. Our wind died, and so did our bite. Not much since that last fish. But we're going back into a little area that we've seen, I think 2 or 3 earlier today. One was a sitter, which was a really nice fish, probably a 45. Probably the biggest fish we've seen today. Well, we went back on the fish that we raised earlier. Right on that edge of that milfoil we were talking about. So they've been kind of goofy, not really wanting to commit on the 8, and they're falling kind of late. So I've been adding a lot of pops into the bucktail. As soon as I get off that edge, I'm giving it a big sweep or whatever, and that one I think actually had some weeds on it, but I was trying to pop the weeds off. Fish rolled up, ate it, lost it. That's how it goes though. Gotta keep chucking. Hopefully we get on a couple more though. You know, one thing I want to talk about a little bit is how we decided to change lakes on this 3rd day. So obviously it's been a tough stretch. We probably don't do a great job showing you all this just because of lack of action. And when there's no action, there's nothing to talk about. So we don't have that many talking points or whatever, but been very, very tough. So we had a cold front, fish pulled shallow, kind of heated back up. Usually makes things tough. So one thing we noticed, some fish pulled off a little bit deeper, and really they just spread out more. They weren't all concentrated up shallow. And one thing that you guys should think about is if you're fishing bigger water and your fish are really spread out, and you need to catch a fish, maybe you're up here on vacation or something, you need to go try to find you a little lake that tends to have a lot of fish in it, which is exactly what we went to. We knew there wasn't a super good shot at catching a really big one. There are big ones in here. Just knew the shot wasn't that great. We just needed some fish. So we came here, exactly what we did, seen a ton of them. They still were acting goofy, which I'm guessing at the lake that we were on yesterday they are too. Okay, so when they're acting really stupid, not really very active. Pick a smaller body of water that has a lot more fish in it. Something that's a lot easier to cover a lot more of the majority of the lake, if you know what I mean. Another thing about this lake is it's kind of deep. So it's deep and then it comes straight up to the shoreline. So there's not much big flat areas, which is going to make it easier for us to find them. Considering it's September, they should be in less than 10 feet of water, most likely. Considering this lake, like I said, is very steep drop-offs, there's not that much of that 10 foot of water for them to sit in. There's not like a giant 10-foot flat that's 20 acres. It's just shoreline. So we came here, put trolling motor on high, and covered a lot of water. Tried to fish basically the whole lake, and we came really close to it probably. Keep that in mind. Downsize your lake, not just your bait size when it's tough. Downsize your lake, literally, if it's really, really tough.
Well, that's a wrap for this week's show. Thanks for watching Mayhem's 10,000 Cast, and we'll see you guys all next week.